Yeah.
I even had that at a show this week where I made a comment about Louis C.K. and this woman screaming out like it's a transition of power going on right now. And he had the power in that situation.
Louis C.K.
And it's like how you're trying to take the power away from me right now while I'm trying to do my goddamn show. Like no, and I shot her down, but it's like I was just defending how because there was a Bill Cosby record on the wall. And I was like, what do you got to do to take this down? I'm guessing murder? Like, does anybody have an R. Kelly album? And I was like, does Casey Anthony have an album out? Did she do a cover of Where Can My Baby Be? Like, I was just riffing on the records on the wall. And that's when I brought it up. Like, there's a big difference between someone saying yes to you masturbating and drugging and raping people. And that triggered somebody where it's like, there is, though.
It's a power thing. It's like, how do you know? Maybe Louis just wanted to jerk off in front of a girl.
Right.
That's it. Maybe it was purely sexual. Had nothing to do with Louis' quest for power. Oh, enough.
If you went to his room, like, I'm sorry. I understand that men can have power over you. There is certain things that you might be willing to do to advance your career, whatever it might be. And maybe they were vulnerable in that situation. That could be the case, too. But, like, everybody was an adult who put themselves into a shit situation, and you need to take responsibility for yourself and your own actions. Same with Clown Girl.
Yeah.
And, like, nobody knows how to be an adult. That's the problem. And I clearly struggle with it. But I have a better grasp on it. Like, nobody knows how to be a grown-up anymore.
No, that is a thing of the past.
Like, it's just all these kids who have no direction. Like, we're all just grown babies, and it's worse and worse by the generation you go, you know?
Yeah.
And that's an example of it.
It's just terrible.
And they have a portal, YouTube.
Yep. They have a place to fucking
Facebook and everything else.
hammer about all their
fucking
bullshit.
swiping sex apps, so you don't actually have to get to know anybody. And fucking, it just takes any sort
What the hell's wrong with that?
Well, there is, because nobody gets to know each other anymore.
Now we got to draw the line.
If it's a prostitute, fine. You don't need to know your whore.
Okay, well, fine. Don't give me that look.
Well, you know where you've been.
Women have to realize that sometimes men just want to fucking come.
People make mistakes.
It has nothing to do with power. Like, they're just looking to come. I'm not looking to annex Austria. I want to shoot a load.
Yeah.
It's not about fucking marching into Brussels.
Yeah. Believe me, I want to jizz. I don't want you to stop voting.
Right. Yeah. All right, let me shoot my load and take your voter rights away.
In fact, depending on the girl I can fuck, I'll give up my voting rights.
Yeah, right, exactly. We're more willing to give up our rights to come than we are to overpower. It's the power that it represents. Louis just wanted to sit there and feel jizz come out of his balls with the girls sitting in front of him.
A ginger who probably never got good and laid until he was fucking somewhat a writer on a show.
Right, a couple of girls like what he's doing. They're in town. Probably have a few drinks in them.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's like he lost everything. Isn't that enough? Like, when is it enough?
Pulling out the giant map of fucking Berlin. Oh, God. Give him a break. He wanted to jizz.
I don't think most people want power.
Yeah.
And any little power you have, someone will try to take. But it's like, I don't think people, that's a narcissist.
There's a certain narcissistic
that comes with that territory.
Wanting power.
And I don't think a guy who did the kind of stand-up that Louis did strikes me as a narcissist.
Yeah, no. I think power that is kind of bestowed on people that unwittingly get it are some of the best leaders. Like when it's just sprung on you. You haven't been searching it out and promoting yourself, saying, I should be this guy. Like certain situations, if it's war or whatever it is, leaders rise to the top kind of a thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And those are usually the best because they haven't been narcissistically searching out power their whole lives.
Right.
The power thing, for how much women think we just go around constantly wanting to overpower people, especially women, it's insane to think that. If you think that anymore, I'm going to belt you in the fucking face.
Well, and it all stems...
Show you.
And it all stems from an insecurity. That's what they don't realize. Like, all men want is acceptance from women. Everything in society is based on sex, from your fake eyelashes to me getting a haircut.
Your car, your job, you spend your money on. Yeah.
If the world was just guys, we'd just all be fucking fat rolling around on scooters.
Civilization would have lasted like a week.
Yeah, because
that would have been it.
Trying to impress anybody.
There was life here on this planet once.
Looks like
for a week. It was all men. They just hung out and drank and jacked off. Didn't know how to get food, so they starved to death.
didn't even know they could jack off too, but they would hold up 2 coconuts or something that they thought,
Yes. They were stimulated by 2 coconuts and a trout. I don't know where the instinct must have kicked in for the trout. But, and then
so
just yeah, everything's. I was thinking of how well balanced society has been for so long. The sex thing. There has to be an aggressor and a more passive partner with
Yes.
with sex, and men have had the traditional aggressor role because that's how it works. We need to be aggressive for protection of the mother and the child.
Yes.
We need to be aggressive for the getting food and things. This is just ancient hardwired shit.
Yes.
And it's worked. Like, you can't just have if girls' sex drive the same as boys at adolescence, or
Yeah.
nothing would ever get done.
No.
It would just be fuck. Again, this lasted 3 days. They fucked themselves to death. It just doesn't work that way.
Well, it's like,
So
why do
it's
you-
balanced perfectly?
Yes, and why is the majority of porn like cam girls and stuff like that? I don't imagine that's tons of dudes jerking off unless it's other dudes watching it.
Yeah.
But it's all the sex drive, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
and girls have fucking made so much money off of that by just being like, oh, all they want is pussy. Well, here it is. Put money in my thing.
The
Like,
entire sex industry
He's making-
is based around men. It's
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
Well, yeah. Even the guys jerking off is for gay guys.
Yes.
Like, women aren't go, oh boy, let me. And I know there are some out there that
Yes.
do. I know that, and they look at it in a different way too. Oh,
Yeah.
tee-hee, look at his wee-wee.
yeah.
You know, guys are fucking snorting and jacking off on their phone.
Yeah, there's,
Doing.
there's film on every guy's phone.
Yeah.
Jizz
Oh my
It has
God.
nothing to do with protecting the thing from cracking.
No.
Just fucking send this to 23andMe. Just put it in the fucking. Tell me what I am. What you are, a fucking pervert.
Well, and
That's what you are.
it's like-
You're pervertus jerkophius.
You had a,
yeah, it's
you had a kid with an iPhone.
Yeah.
yeah. It's honestly, I'm surprised that fucking my Instagram shit isn't just real dolls.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
just
what it
recommending
is.
You to buy. Yeah, but it's guys. That's our natural thing is to be the aggressor to protect, and you're absolutely right.
there's a
like
pro-
girls, you know, they wander around because they're dumber and inferior,
Oh.
and you have to grab them from walking into traffic.
Don't get into the Uber car. It's not your Uber.
Look at the app.
And if it isn't, you're gonna get the shit beat out of you. I'll tell you one thing. I get in the Uber with him. I'm not getting raped.
Yeah, no, he
I might get murdered. I might get
murdered.
murdered if I'm not good enough at fighting back.
Yeah.
But, don't get in the wrong Uber, women. We're there to tell you that.
And if he rapes me, I'm impressed. It's a powerful man.
Exactly. 4 stars.
You did,
You're a great ride.
you done it. Clean car,
Didn't talk.
friendly conversation.
Rape.
Nice plastic bags on the seats.
Yeah.
Barely heard the muffled screams of the of the 6-year-old in
I
your
love
trunk.
these soundproof windows that didn't roll down. What a ride!
Don't try to make men not be men.
It's true.
It's fucking everything
you
up.
shouldn't make women not be women. You should
Right.
be proud of your beauty. We're this.
Oh my God, we love it.
You guys evolved into beauty. We evolved into apes that shave.
Right. And we love gawking over you and looking at you and treating you nicely and
'cause they deserve
all
it.
those things that happen with romance and dating and all that stuff that is being seen now as toxic masculinity or harassment or anything. Oh, yeah. Some of the sweetest stories you ever heard from couples that were together fucking 90 years were always like, well, I didn't take much of a liking to him at first. He would come to my house and bang on my door, and I'd say, get out of here. And then he pulled a knife on me and put it to my neck and fucked me in the old keister. And I was like, okay. And we were together. Like, all their stories are absolute harassment.
I remember when he.
My mom and...
I remember when he held my.
Grandma and Grandpa.
Thanksgiving conversation.
I remember when he held
Growing up
my,
as a
my
kid.
mouth shut completely while he fucked me in the back of his Hudson Commodore.
Yeah.
Oh, what a day it was!
The rumble seat of the Tucker. I don't know how many snail trails I left on the spare tire getting out of the rumble seat.
He had to hurry up and get married because he raped our first daughter into me. And I didn't want people to think I was a floozy.
I remember when I crank started the car with my cunt once.
I did it out of fear.
The old Model T was a Model C that day.
It was a palate cleanser after the brutal rape I had taken from my soon-to-be husband.
The cool feeling of some Henry Ford steel
Yes.
going into my vagina.
Made by the hands of non-Jews.
Well, he was blown apart on Normandy 4 years later, so.
Almost as much blood on that beach as in that car that
As
day.
the rumble seat of the Tucker.
If we only had bleed stop.
If we only had bleed stuff.
I just left the farm a week ago. I didn't know about ass play. I thought ass play was taking the donkey out for a walk.
Bleed stop. Because 5 no's to anal sex and a yes is yes.
Pour some Coca-Cola up your butthole. It'll relieve the pain. A fine anal elixir. After elixir.